Hello and welcome! In this video we will go through the third and final chapter in the Isle of Dorn campaign called The First Blow. Now in the previous chapter we went through the chapter called Earthen Fissures. This is displayed in the achievement the Isle of Dorn, so we complete the Earthen Fissures. We will now go through The First Blow. So before we get into this new chapter, let's check out what we did in the previous chapter by checking out the lorebook entry. Now as always, I'm unfortunately unable to show you that directly from the game, so I'll have to refer to warcraft.wiki to present you with the lorebook entry. Okay, Earthen Fissures. Belgrim asked you to rescue Earthen and clear the path to the archive. Once there, you met the rest of the acting council of Dornegal, Speaker Brint and Council Ward Merrix, and deposited a memory gem into the archive. The Council of Dornegal realized they could not rebuild the coreway without the Unbound. Council Ward Merrix heeded Moira's advice and ordered you and Belgrim to seek out the Unbound leader, Edelgan. In Freywold, Edelgan rebuffed Belgrim. You and Moira gained her trust by rescuing her people from the Delves and healing them. Belgrim admitted his past mistakes and helped the Unbound, causing Edelgan to pledge the Unbound's assistance in fixing the coreway. A Nerubian swarm was spotted flying towards the Proscenium and the Earthen wounded. At the Proscenium, you found Zyrix, Belgrim and Illyria locked in combat. While fighting Nerubians, you discovered Windbrand's Cinderbrew is an effective weapon against them. Okay, so that deals with the previous chapter's lorebook entry. So let's now get back to the First Blow chapter, which we can start by speaking to Merrix at Dornegal, more specifically the Foundation Hall.
You address the Council Ward of Dornegal.
Group effort. The Unbound have arrived with the equipment and resources needed to begin repairing the coreway. This is a momentous occasion. When for the archive? I would not say this to Edelgan, but I see the Titans' hand in it. And now it is time for me to exercise my directive. I have devised a plan for how to organize our workers most efficiently, and have also allocated supplies to welcome them. Take these orders to Edelgan's workers so that they can begin in earnest. We'll meet you there shortly. Distribute Merrix's orders to 10 Unbound workers around the coreway.
Go Adelgan and I will oversee the repairs. This will be no small task.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, the dialogue is the same as in the previous video for the other characters, so let's not get into those again. As you can see, there's currently a bug with titles being earned again. Okay, so over here by the coreway we have several groups of workers that are awaiting orders. Work orders. Deliver Merrix's work orders to Unbound workers. Plans for repairing the coreway signed by Council Ward Merrix. So we need to distribute the orders to 10 workers. Is it too late to go get my good hammer? So I'm gonna pick the ones that are grouped up in pairs, so that we can finish this quest a little bit quicker. Are these numbers right? I guess if the circuitry is that delicate. Over here we have 2 as well, though this one is hidden behind a pillar. Okay, so one more group. I've been itching to build. Let's get those gears moving again. Okay, next we head northeast. And we speak to
These
Merrix.
repairs will be wasted if we're attacked again. We need to bolster our defenses.
So this is where we are right now. Coreway.
Conversation initiated.
Even with this many workers, the coreway's repairs will take time. We need to decide what to do in the meantime.
Must go. Apologies.
Calling the Storm Riders. I know the Unbound can repair and unblock the Corway expediently, but I also know the Nerubians. If they see an opportunity for an ambush, they will take it. With our backs turned and our focus on the Corway, we are prime targets. I need to rally my Storm Riders and form a perimeter around Dorngal in case of an attack from within or from without. Meet me outside of the Storm Perch. I will call upon my troops there. Meet Belgrim outside the Storm Perch, then speak with him to follow him into the rookery. This challenge may be completed solo or with up to 3 party members.
May the Titans carve your path. Meet me outside the Storm Perch. We will rally the Storm Riders and protect the Unbound.
And here's Zarain, his pet. Or his Stormrook. Alright, so just head north, fly over the mountain.
Over here. We will fly to the rookery together.
Okay, so we met Belgrim outside the Storm Perch. We now speak to Belgrim to enter the rookery.
The edicts are my guide.
Once the Storm Riders are gathered, we will form a perimeter around the Corway to protect the workers. The Nerubians will not catch us unaware a second time. Let me know when you are ready to go. Let's go. Queue for follower dungeon.
I have work.
Corruption purged from the Storm Perch. So what is that all about? Okay. Okay, so this is the rookery. Now we get an extra button called Dungeon Assistance. You can drag this to your action bar. Toggle to allow a follower to lead the way. I'm not gonna do that because over here we have Belgrim and he will be a tank. Okay, so we can see 3 enemies: Curios, Stormguard Gorn, and Voidstone Monstrosity. So let's go ahead a little
Before
bit.
us stands the Storm Perch, Outlander. It is the command center and rookery for all Storm Riders. This is highly irregular. Why are these Stormrooks tethered here?
Thank the Titans you are here. The Storm Perch has been breached, and the Storm Riders corrupted. Hurry! If we free these Stormrooks, we can fly there and try to end this madness.
Outlander, with me.
So the Storm Perch has been breached? Oh Jesus, doesn't sound good at all. Okay, so there's Thunderer. It is quite confusing that you move so slow as a what's it called again?
Koratite! What are you doing? Stop this!
I'm just trying to remember what their name was, but name of that race can't remember, unfortunately. It will come back soon enough.
What is that orb? It's radiating dark energy, and it's affecting the Stormrooks.
So this is the dead ring they were referring to. I think we can skip those. So we interact with this dark fragment, destroy it.
While you go to the roosts, I will distract them here. We can link up later.
What dark magic is this? How dare they defile their own Stormrooks? So we now mount a Stormrook. Doesn't matter which one you take. So the path I take may be a little bit off, because I've never actually done this well, maybe once outside of a follower dungeon. Since we get Belgrim here and the other characters, it's mostly or closest to the storyline as you can get. I think that you don't actually get all this dialogue if you go through it the normal way.
Goran, what have you done?
Let's just go through this normal way.
The title, the glory, it should have been mine, Belgrim. You never deserved to be Stormward.
I left Goran, my second, in charge of the Storm Perch when I left to investigate your Dalaran's crash. What has that traitor allowed to happen in my absence?
And there I go again. Just said I wouldn't be pickpocketing. And then I do it again. Force of habit, I guess. Okay, so his second in command seems to have taken over the rookery.
I must get closer.
Their center of command. Betrayed the Earthen and let them succumb to void magic. Because I see Skarden here. Is that Skarden or just void infused Earthen? I don't know. Cursed. And that one, Kyrios, doesn't seem to be or doesn't look like a normal Skyrock as well. Or either.
I'm out of range. I don't have a target.
Okay, let's just have a quick look. So the Storm Perch is not only the home and rookery of the Stormrooks, but also the barracks and headquarters for Stormlord Belgrim and the Storm Riders. For thousands of years, the Storm Perch has stood unbreached by the Earthen's enemies. Unfortunately, defense of this rookery is harder when the breach comes from within. Kyrios. Stormguard Goran's Stormrook, though corrupted by void magic, still loyally fights by his side. And if anything gets in his way, Kyrios will dutifully tear them apart.
Too far away.
So yeah, get out of these AoEs. Now stay away from the front
I'm out of range.
of the rook.
Rest well, Kyrios. You deserved a better rider than Goran. I will deactivate Goran myself for this sacrilege.
Okay, so one of our party members says, looks like we have to go down. And then they put up a, it's not a waypoint, but well, they show us we have to jump down right here. So let's do that. And then we get to these Stormrook feathers. Take a feather to slow your fall. Over here, Lightning Charge. Gaining the ability Lightning Charge. Slow falling. Temporarily channeling the power of the storm to crash down and energize friendly Stormrook to break free of their void bonds. Now over here we can see several perches. Over here we have a chained Stormrook, chained down by void magic, so we could use that to jump there and free them. However, I do think that for the sake of this dungeon you don't have to do that, so you don't get any buffs or anything, but you do lose your slow fall. So once you land on one of those perches, one of those platforms, You will have to fall all the way down there and hopefully survive. So let's make use of the feather and aim for the way down while avoiding these orbs, because they will basically destroy your feather. There we go. What do you see over here?
Finally, I thought I'd have to fight Gorin on my own.
Come, Outlander. We will press forward and rescue who we can.
So yeah, Vokmar appears. Alright, patrol over here. Well, Belgrim seems to be a good tank, so let's engage them together at the same time. While avoiding that swirly. Easy enough for big, well, not big, but... Oh, where is he? Oh, over here.
We protect the people of the Isle.
No problem for old Belgrim.
I require a
Edict
target.
has been changed by some dark influence.
They're a few 10,000 years old, so you can't really call them young. Oops.
I must get closer.
Get away from that.
Too
Go.
far away.
Find Vokmar. He will take you to safety.
So these are soldiers that couldn't be corrupted or something, or didn't want to give in to the corruption. They had been imprisoned. Oh no, they... Okay, yeah. These monstrosities are knocking on the doors, trying to break through them, so basically they seal themselves inside those holes. Oh, here we are. Where is it? Vrykul, yeah, of course. So yeah, as a Vrykul you really move slowly. More soldiers that we rescued.
I'm out of range.
Alrighty then, so we descend these stairs. Up here we can see another bunch of enemies. Alright, so let's have Pilgrim tank all these at the same time.
I must get closer.
So yeah, as you can see, as long as you stay out of the swirlies and the AoEs, you don't really get that much damage in the follower dungeon. So you can easily lead the way. Okay, over here we have some random civilians that got cursed as well. So unfortunately they are beyond saving.
Come then, face me. I will stand proud on the debris.
I need to target
of your
something first.
corpse. The Void Riders follow me now.
So you have to take care of them. Alright. Stormguard Dorn. So that was the second in command who betrayed Baelgrim and the Earthen. Let's read what it says. When Stormlord Baelgrim's second, Stormguard Dorn has been corrupted by void magic, causing his hate for Baelgrim to fester. Using his newfound void powers, he seeks to overrun the Storm Purge and command his own army of Void Riders created from corrupted Storm Riders. So let's take care of him. Bastard.
I command this rookery by right.
Goran, you have betrayed your directives as an Oathsworn and a Storm Rider. I will not
My hammer.
let that stand.
My family go ruined. The might of my hammer. This power.
May your memory be forever cursed by what you have wrought here. Okay, so we are now at this location. We go north, slightly northwest. Here you can see some Earthen trying to hold out against what seems to be a void bombardment. And then this barrier disappears.
The same dark magic that was emanating from the Storm Riders is more powerful here.
I do not like that it feels darker and colder as we go down. But there are more survivors to rescue. The lift is out. If we want to keep going, we will have to go down the Storm Rider way. Follow me.
So that makes no sense. We just saw him right in front of us. He flew down and the text box appears over here. Anyway, like they said, another hole aimed for the water. We jump down and enter the abandoned mines. Here he is again.
What is that? What did Goran bring here? We have to take it down.
So he is referring to that orb. Okay. Okay, and we get an extra action button called Storm's Vengeance. Whoops. To show you that in a minute. Place a beacon to call Storm Rider Vogmar to assist you with an attack to electrocute your foes, which has a timer. Don't really need that, seeing as things go very smooth up here. Very smoothly. Okay, maybe for
Take out
these.
the creatures channeling on that core.
Guess I was too late. Spell alert. Okay, let's have him bombard this area. Just for the fun. For fun and kicks, and it only stuns them. Okay. Did not remember that.
Acquire a target.
Belgrim obviously has no issues tanking here, so don't really need that stun anyway. Also, he is a shaman, but he's tanking. Still have force of habit. Pickpocketing them. Okay, and the last group channeling into that core is over here. Another Void Descendant.
I'm out of range.
And I leveled up.
No matter. We must destroy it.
I wonder if it was Earth, and like, what the... Voidstone Monstrosity. So the last one... A grotesque... What just happened? I don't know. A grotesque amalgamation of corrupted storm riders, this towering mass of void power knows only pain and how to inflict it. Taking it down is the only way to cleanse the storm purge and its rookery. So it's an amalgamation of corrupted storm riders? What the... Wow. So all that stone from the Earth's bodies got... Well, I don't know what you call it, mended. Stuck together, I guess, and formed a monstrosity that was infused by void. Wow. Poor Earthen. Okay, we destroy these void chunks. Preferably before he absorbs them again. So run out of the group. And you get a circle around you. It is done. The corruption was been eliminated, but we were too late. That was been eliminated.
Let us return to the council. I must report to them.
Cool. Okay, so it is done. The corruption has been eliminated, but we were too late. Nearly our entire order has been wiped out. The Storm Riders can protect Dorn no longer. Then let us return to the council. I must report to them. Okay, so just leave the instance group. Here we are again. Let's equip that. And we get 47k HP, that's nice, and 5 item levels. Anyway, we go back over the mountain ridge.
I've tracked the Nerubians to a burrow near the meadery. They must be after the Cinder Brew.
And without the Storm Riders.
My arrows strike true.
The Nerubian commander, Zyrix, spoke as though he is protecting Zeladav's location. I will take any opportunity to deprive her of another pawn.
They will not escape.
Do you require aid?
We cannot trust that the Nerubians will keep away from the coreway once it is repaired. We must strike at their forces before they can muster another assault.
We are the bedrock. We are the foundation.
The entire rookery? I see. At least the source is destroyed. I lament the loss of so many storm riders, but if the corruption has spread to Dorngal...
The eternal titans sculpt your path.
Lasting repairs. With my storm riders inactive, Dorngal is undefended, save a handful of lay peacekeepers. And if the Nerubians attack us here again, Dorngal will fall, and all of us with it. It is imperative we draw them away from the city and take out their commander. We can and will make our own web and capture Zirix in it. I have a plan. Discuss the plan to attack the Nerubians with Belgrim. Let me just check the length of the video so far. Okay, it's gonna be hard to keep it under 1 hour, but let's go.
May the edicts guide you.
So yeah, if you've done this quest before, you can skip discussion. Discuss the plan to fight the Nerubians. What is the plan?
Be vigilant. They want the Cinder Brew? I propose we let them have it, and then ignite it.
Now hold on! That will reduce my meadery to rubble!
I will see to its repair, Wenbrand. You have my word.
Fine. But if my stock is involved, then so am I.
Excellent. Then we are aligned.
More or less. Poor Wenbrand.
I follow the Council's directives.
Then it is settled. We'll make our stand at the Cinderbrew Meadery.
Fly high. Strike true.
To the Meadery. Your archer friend is right. We must eliminate Zirix and his forces if the Corway is to remain safe. Let us head to the Cinderbrew Meadery at once. Meet Belgrim at the Cinderbrew Meadery.
Conversation terminated.
On your signal, I'll lure the Nerubians to the meadery.
And we will prepare a welcome for our guests.
And then we all depart. Even though Zarin is still here. Okay. So we now make our way to the east. This is where the meadery is, and it also has a dungeon sign. Right.
We must take extreme methods to stop the
You
cold.
can ignore that world quest. So we'll make our way past the Cinderwold. This is the meadery, which is quite massive. I think there is so much mead over here that they were drinking. It's actually quite a weapon against the Nerubians.
It is my oath-sworn duty to protect the Corway.
Thank the Titans! The Nerubians have not made their move to take the mead yet.
May the edicts guide you.
Lay the trap. With all these Cinderbrew kegs here, this meadery would burn hotter than the forge grounds if they were all ignited. I surmise that's why Wenbrand's kegs are made of stout and strong ironwood. They do not break or catch fire easily. Luckily, we can start a reaction from the inside if we lead fuses into each of them. Those ropes the workers left around should work in a pinch. Connect 4 rope fuses to sizzling kegs.
I have work to do.
And then Wenbrand has another quest.
Speak freely. No directive needed.
Evacuation area. Look, you can blow up my life's work if it is alone. Start over. Look, you can blow up my life's work if it is our only choice. But I will not put my workers in danger. This was the path we all chose, but I won't have them sacrifice themselves to fire or Nerubians for it. Tell them that I said they need to get out of here immediately. And if a single one of them gets so much as chipped, the council will have a lot to answer for. Evacuate 8 unbound meat workers.
But are you sure this will work, Baelgrim?
It will. It has to.
Then let's get started.
You guys mean I will get started and you will just stand here and do nothing. Anyway, we evacuate unbound meat workers. You don't have to tell me twice. And in the meantime, I hope Windbrand knows what he's doing. Actually, we will descend these meadery ladders. Take a rope fuse. We'll grab it and jump down. As you can see, we still have the rope in our hands. And we connect it to the sizzling kegs. And in the meantime, that's what I was saying, or that was what I meant when I said in the meantime, we will evacuate the workers. Alright, over here we have another ladder. We send it. Grab a rope. And connect it to the keg. Okay, another meat worker. Get out of here! Hey, you! You too! Nerubians? Here? Right, over here we have two more ladders. So we make him evacuate. The earthen must evacuate, I mean. And we install the trap. Or install the fuse. Okay, and we have two more over here. Meat workers, I mean. I'll tell the workers out in the forest to keep away. There we go, so one more fuse. And then we're done. There we go. Both quests completed.
Communication and... sorry. Hello.
I'm glad to hear they had the sense to clear out without much of a fuss.
Let's commit our meeting to memory.
Syrinx will fall by my hand. It is my directive. It is my will.
Conversation terminated.
Poking the spider nest. The meadery is evacuated and the explosives are primed. It is time to bait the Nerubians into our trap. Your compatriot is by the Nerubian burrow north of here. She told me her directive is to keep watch over it in case the Nerubians make a move before we are ready. So far they have not made a move and may now need coaxing. Take a keg of cinder brew to the burrow. Tossing it in should stir their nest. Rendezvous with us back at the meat yard, quickly, after. Throw a keg of cinder brew meat into the Nerubian burrow and then return to the meat yard. That part sounds weird.
May set off the keg and hurry back to the mead yard. Then we will finish our preparations.
Yes, sir. So the keg is over here. Lifting. And it shrunk! Well, that's convenient. So I'm just gonna run there to the northeast. There's Illyria.
Over here, champion. Let's burn some Nerubians to cinders.
Yes, ma'am. Throw a keg of highly explosive meat into the Nerubian burrow.
Return to the meadery. I'll lead them into the trap.
And the provoked burrow fiends stay over here. So we return to the meat yard. Here's Baelgrim and Edelgan. Oh, and Windbrand.
Conversation initiated.
The Nerubian swarm is on its way. Prepare yourself.
Fly high. Strike true.
Bring the thunder. The Nerubians will strike out in anger and pride, which is exactly what we want. They will swarm the meadery soon, seeking to punish us for attacking their burrow. We'll hold them here on the ground while you take to the skies. When Zirix appears to command his army, we will light the fuses. Wynbrand scrounged together some supplies we can use to corral the Nerubians. Set them up quickly, and then we will get you on the Stormrook. Go! Queensguard Zirix. If Zirix is slain here, the Coreway should be safe from a second attack. So the objective is to hold off the Nerubians at Cinderbrew Meadery until Queensguard Zirix appears. For that we get a chest armor piece.
The Nerubians will soon start swarming from the north.
Place our defenses in their path. The honey will slow them down, and the mead and pollen will help us tear through them.
Okay, so we place 6 defenses. We either place sticky cinder honey, spill a puddle of cinder honey on the ground that will root the first 5 enemies to walk over it. So there's, well, 3 or 4 access routes. If you can see, I'm not sure. There's an arrow over there where I'm, over here. That leads back here, and then, well, comes Wynbrand's way, I guess. So there's 4 entry points. I'm just gonna place one randomly. Over here, perhaps. Place boiling cinderbrew. Place a vat of boiling cinderbrew nearby. Attacking the vat splashes volatile meat onto nearby enemies, causing all attacks against them to be critical strikes. So we have 6. I'm gonna place one here and one here. And place explosive pollen. Place a basket of cinder bee pollen nearby. Attacking the basket causes the pollen to explode, dealing heavy damage to nearby enemies. I'll place that one over here. That one over here perhaps, when they swarm in. Okay, so I have one left. Oh well, let's slow them down at this entry point then. More on that in a minute.
We are out of time. Come, let us get you on a Stormrook.
Speak to Belgrim to begin the defense.
What is your query?
The Nerubians will swarm this place soon enough. Finish your preparations quickly. I have finished setting up our defenses.
We are the...
Prepare yourselves. They're coming.
Lightning bolt. Launch.
We will keep them gathered by the kegs, thin out the swarm, and stop them from getting past us.
Launch a bolt of lightning at the targeted location.
Wrecking my meadery before we do.
This one is stuck. Stormax. Oh yeah. Use static pulse to get the Nerubians away from your Stormrook. Release a burst of static electricity, dealing damage to any flying enemies. Stormax hurl a weapon made of pure lightning at a target location, dealing heavy damage to all enemies.
Belgrim, they're chewing through the fuses.
We still have 2 fuses left. Keep fighting. Keep drawing them in.
That's the ones eating through the fuses. Okay, let's explode the barrel.
You will not impede my ascension.
Outlander, leave this to me.
And Zerek doesn't gain damage.
The fuses! We can't ignite the kegs!
I must fulfill my edict.
What? Forget the edicts!
I cannot. That is why it must be me. You must guide the Earthen.
Belgrim!
One last ride, then you are free. Zirix! My directive is to protect this isle, and the Earthen. All the Earthen. Glory to the Titans! Long live the Earthen!
Baelgrim. Oh, twisting paths.
He's gone. We did it, but he's gone.
So yeah, Baelgrim sacrificed himself to save all the Earthen, I guess. So you saw how actually Zirix might have been killed already by that static pulse when he hit the ground with his hammer, or at least he was KO Zirix. But yeah, with the explosion, we're sure that Zirix is dead now. But yeah, Baelgrim is gone as well, unfortunately. A very sad moment. And Zarain is here, watching the debris as his or her or its master does not return.
I speak for the Unbound, but they have no master.
Zirix is dead. We did it. It is over. Baelgrim did it.
She repeats the last phrase to herself over and over more quietly, each time as if unable to process the event.
Go where you will.
Zarain lets out a screech of anguish before flying away. Return to the coreway.
We dealt a heavy blow to the Nerubians, but Baelgrim...
Adelgon pauses to compose herself.
He was infuriatingly rigid, and we argued ceaselessly. But in the end, he was a defender of our people. All of them. Baelgrim sacrificed himself to vouchsafe the Isle of Dorn from the Nerubians. Everyone needs to know that. And we can't let the Nerubians force our hand like that again. Go back to Merrick's in Dornigal. Tell him we'll come soon. We just need a moment here.
Return to Merrick's in Dornigal.
The Coreway's repairs must continue. It's what Baelgrim would have wanted.
Windbrand nods in solemn silence. You get extra dialogue.
Greetings, Outlander.
Stay a while and listen.
Conversation terminated. Baelgrim and I were rivals. We both became wards at the same time. Each of us weighed our accomplishments and accolades against the others. Whom had the Titans favored more? But we were like two rams in a yoke, pulling together. Him with his storm rooks, me with my quarry and forge. Dornigal needed us both in equal measure. But it all started to fall apart. The Coreway, the Archive. There began a time of despair as we pieced everything together. I saw what it was doing to our people, and so did Baelgrim. My logic led me away from the Titans. His said we needed them more than ever. I thought he would never forgive me for leaving him alone, yoked to Dornigal. But in the end, if the both of us weren't so thick-headed, I can't help but think we could have avoided his fate. Dornigal has lost its protector, and I've lost a friend.
Sniff, sniff. Okay, we return to Merrick's in Dornigal. So, right over, oops. Right, over here. No. Come on. To click Dornagle, yeah. Over here. So we fly west.
We must take extreme methods to stop the kobolds' plunder.
It is a bright day with exceptionally favorable winds. A perfect day for a race.
Okay, here we are again. Make our way to the waypoint. And the core way.
I see you return alone, Outlander. I presume not all went well.
Unfortunately not, sir.
Have you heard anything I need to know?
Greetings,
May
champion.
your hammer strike true.
The edicts must be followed.
With the help of Adelgon's workers, the major repairs on the Coreway's machinery are complete. Titans willing, it will soon be fully functional once again.
Conversation terminated.
You are alive! But what of the others?
Very well. You are dismissed.
Recompense.
We must talk later.
We heard the echo of the explosion from here. I presume you have found victory, but your solitary arrival suggests not all is well. What happened? Speak to Adelgon to inform Merrick's of Belgrim's fate. For that we get gloves, and this would be Isle of Dorn reputation, more specifically I think 2500 reputation, if you go through this chapter and campaign for the first time. So as you can see, if you go through it a second time or any consecutive playthroughs, it gets replaced by resonance crystals.
I have work to do. Tell me what has happened.
Council Ward,
We have bad news.
Speak to Adelgon and listen to the debriefing.
I will answer your queries.
Our people must know what Belgrim did for us. So once again, you can skip the conversation if you've gone through this the first time already. Tell them what happened at the meadery.
Heed the call of the... We have repelled the Nerubians, but Belgrim is gone.
I see. So he fulfilled his edict.
Not just that, he defended the Earthen, both the Oathsworn and the Unbound. More than anything, he wanted us to stand together again.
Then we will honor his memory by doing so. It will take time to fully repair the Coreway, but the Outlanders can descend to the ringing deeps. The Earthen of the Isle of Dorn will support their endeavor, no matter what the edicts say. If we can bring the machine speakers back into the fold as well, then the Council will truly stand complete.
Thank you, Council Ward. Now, let's clear the last of that rubble.
Witness the Coreway's restoration. For that we speak to Merrick's.
Very good to meet you.
Let's do it.
I serve the Titans unswervingly.
May we all learn from Belgrim's valor. He died to preserve our people, our unity. We must not let that be in vain.
I have work to do.
Outlander, I will accompany you to the Ringing Deeps. It is my home, and it too may need defending.
Speaker Brinth flies off into the coreway. Okay, so as you saw, we got the achievement, the Isle of Dorn, but we did not receive a mention that the first blow chapter has been completed. So I guess that was overlooked. Anyway, let me check the length of this video. There's a bit more dialogue to it. I'm afraid I will have to go past 1 hour for once.
Conversation initiated.
With whom did
I bid you welcome.
We mourn the destruction of our friend Belgrim, but the Outlanders and their perseverance give me hope. Stay a while and listen.
Having a Thragar here in Dornagol, it is an auspicious sign indeed.
What? Oh, right. Me? Oh, yes. A Thragar of old I am.
Will you be returning to your duties then?
Duties? Can you refresh my memory of what those are?
Of course. I suppose your memory is like mine. A little dim around the edges after a few thousand years. Our Thragar were the best of us. Chosen by the Titans and instilled with great power. They were our heralds, our generals. They made decisions for the Keepers in their absence. Your duty is to guide and protect us, to warn us of oncoming danger, which in a way, you have.
These other Thragar, they look akin to me.
They were larger, perhaps, but they shone, as you do, of hard minerals.
Azeroth, you fox. Did you do this on purpose? To pave the way here for us?
I'm sorry. My auditory functions did not catch that.
Needn't you mind. Had a stray thought. Thank you for jogging my memory.
So Magni's dialogue is usually funny. Okay, and one more bit of dialogue with Illyria, Windrunner.
We will find Xalatath.
Do not be lulled into a false sense of victory. Xalatath yet lives. So long as she schemes in the shadows, the safety we've secured here is fleeting, just as it was in Dalaran. While Anduin and the Earthen Tent are wounded, I will protect them the way I know best. Illyria clenches her fist, by slaughtering all who threaten us. Stay a while and listen.
Illyria, I heard you helped corner Xerix at the meadery. Thank you.
The Nerubians took so much from us. I will not let them do the same to the Earthen.
They've been good allies, and gracious hosts.
A welcome surprise, given that they've been living in isolation for thousands of years.
That may not entirely be the case. I asked about why they keep calling me Arathi, and apparently an Arathi armada arrived on Khazalgar a number of years ago. They're said to have formed a settlement in the caverns beneath the island. It sounds impossible, but if it's true, I want to see it for myself. They could prove to be allies in our fight against Xalatath.
No. We've secured a measure of safety here. Don't abandon it to chase shadows in the dark.
Isn't that what you're doing?
I'm doing what I must. Hunting down every last Nerubian. Following their trail back to Xalatath. And claiming vengeance for our dead.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to...
Remain in Dornagol, Anduin. Leave the shadows to me.
Ouch. Isn't that what you're doing? Okay, so that concludes this chapter, as well as this video. So, before we finish, let's think back on what we did in this video. So, with this chapter, we finally had the resources needed to begin repairing the coreway. After distributing orders from Council Ward Merrick's to the unbound workers, Belgrim pointed out that we would have to improve Dorngal's defenses, because otherwise the Nerubians would most likely ambush the Earthen while they're distracted. As the repairs would take some time, Belgrim would go and rally his storm riders at Stormperch so that they could form a perimeter around Dorngal. After meeting Belgrim at the Stormperch, we entered the Rookery, which is the first dungeon that is part of the main campaign. This turns out to be the command center of the Storm Riders. Belgrim left his second in command, Goran, in charge when Belgrim came to us after the Dalaran crash. Goran, who had always been jealous of Belgrim's position as Stormlord, took this opportunity to seize power and corrupt the Rookery from within. At the bottom of the facility, we found the probable source of the corruption, a void orb that summoned a massive void abomination. When we took care of this monster, Belgrim pointed out that nearly all of the Storm Riders were lost and that he had to report back to the council. Back with Merix, Illyria had turned up after a while and informed the council that the Nerubians had resurfaced near the Cinderbrew Meadery. However, with the loss of the Storm Riders, there were hardly any troops left to defend Dorngal. To prevent another Nerubian attack, Belgrim suggested that we'd have to go on the offense to lure them away and to take out Queensguard Syrinx. So basically the best defense is offense. As the Nerubians appeared to be off the Cinderbrew, we would let them capture it, then blow it all up. Wenbrand was reluctant because that would sack his Meadery, but Adelgon said she'd see to its repairs herself. At the Cinderbrew Meadery, we evacuated all workers, after which we installed some fuses to ignite the trap. Next, we took a keg of Cinderbrew and threw it into the new Nerubian burrow to enrage them. Illyria would serve as bait and lure them into the trap. When the swarm arrived, we held them off until Syrinx arrived, who mumbled something about this being his chance to ascend. The arrival would have been our cue to set off the trap, but swarmers had nibbled through the fuses, making it impossible to blow up all the Cinderbrew kegs. Actually, I just remembered that the game didn't actually say that they had all been destroyed, the fuses, possibly because we finished that part too fast, but well, the next part of fuses was destroyed as well. Anyway, adamant to finish his task or fulfill his edict, Belgrim flew high into the sky, set his Cloudrook free, heroically leaped into the Meadyard and ignited all kegs, sacrificing himself to kill Queensguard Syrinx. Despite all the centuries or even millennia hating each other, Adelgon was full of grief that Belgrim was gone. Zarain, Belgrim's Stormrook, flew off, tormented by the loss of Belgrim. Adelgon was determined to let everyone know of Belgrim's sacrifice and send us ahead to Dorngal. Merix informed us that the work of the Corway on the Corway is progressing nicely, after which Adelgon gave a brief summary of what happened. She said that Belgrim would want the Earthen to reunite once more, after which Merix said that they should honor that wish. Finally, we witnessed the reopening of the Corway, granting us access to the next zone, Speaker Brinth. Ring Deeps. So Speaker Brinth said that she would join us as the machine speakers might need help against the Nerubians as well. So yeah, like I said, the next zone is called the Ringing Deeps, which we will be entering in the next video. We will start that chapter or that campaign by speaking to Moira. Until then, I would like to thank you for watching and I hope you will check out this next video as well. See ya!